Happy Mother's Day to all the mamas out there. Marc Clarke.
What's up, Donnie?
Troy, how y'all doing?
Hey, turn the mics on.
I did. Y'all over on another station,
Yeah,
another university.
yeah.
All right, Saturday nights.
Saturday nights,
Okay.
Washington, D.C.
What do you need to tell the world?
Listen.
Yes, yes, we want people to listen to us. And we can't mention
Donnie don't care.
Howard
You?
University.
Donnie don't
Yeah,
care.
We
Howard
can say Howard
University.
University.
Howard University's radio station.
Yeah.
So we're there and happy to be there. And folks in Baltimore, some people know that we're there.
Yeah.
So we're glad folks are listening. We appreciate it.
Taking the love on down, taking it down that area.
It's right down
and,
the street. It's not like we're in a completely different place.
Yeah.
Washington, D.C.
Yeah.
Is it different from Baltimore?
No, they're exactly the same.
No, they not.
Yes, they are. The only difference is there's mambo sauce.
Ben's
Not as
chili
much crab,
bowl.
not as
And
much
Ben's.
crab cake, more mambo sauce.
Yeah,
No,
more
we got the
mambo-
better crab cakes now. You know that.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, Baltimore and D.C. It's very interesting. I will say that, Donnie. My wife's on the news in the morning on Fox 5 in D.C. And so she's a star over there, Allison Seymour, and I'm Allison Seymour's husband over there. But I tell you what, it seems like D.C.
You
is
said
so.
you're Allison Seymour's husband.
I'm Allison Seymour's
So
husband.
you're Mr. Seymour?
That's right,
Okay.
Mr. Seymour like a mug, and proud of it.
Okay.
Thank goodness.
I don't have to say Happy Mother's Day to you, do I?
Well, sometimes. So it seems like Baltimore to me. I can feel Baltimore. You know what I mean? I can feel Baltimore because I don't know what that means, but whatever side I'm on, I can feel the city. I can feel it.
Right.
DC is so there's so many different sides. There's so many different areas. There's so many different. And Don, you talking about Maryland as a whole, PG and Silver Spring and Bethesda and northeast and southeast and southwest and north. So it seems to be a city that takes time to plug into all the areas.
Mhm.
Like being on Howard University Station, the calls we received. It was funny, I think, for Troy and I. Like we thought we were gonna get these like, "Hi, how are you? I'm Biff from." No, the calls were like, "Hello, baby, this is Grandma."
Are you serious?
Or, yes, or real like almost Southern calls, like, "How y'all doing?" It's like, wait a minute, is
But
this,
which again to somebody who's not from this area, it's the same.
yeah, that's
It's
true.
just the fact is that folks just don't venture north or south. That's basically what it comes down to.
Who's more politically astute?
Interesting.
That's a good question.
I will say this, and I'll stand on this. When we did our show,
You're determined not to lose your Baltimore
well,
audience,
no,
aren't you?
well, I'll say this. When we did
You know
our show,
DC's more politically astute.
It is,
They've
but
kept
that-
a black mayor for 36 years.
But you
Yeah,
know what?
that's true.
Here's the thing about Baltimore that people don't realize.
That's all they can vote for. though.
More of an entrepreneurial spirit in Baltimore. You have more black businesses in Baltimore.
You think?
You do. You do. Baltimore has it's one of the top cities for black entrepreneurs in the country. And also entrepreneurship in the country. Also, when we have those conversations, we were allowed to have those conversations on our morning show here in Baltimore, and people participated. You really don't hear that anywhere else across the country. I will say that.
Yeah.
So Baltimore, though the image may not be people are politically astute, people got involved and people were concerned with their community when we had those conversations years ago.
Mayor Vince Gray arrested for standing up for the city of Washington. How did that go over that week
It
when you
worked
did
well
your
for
show?
him. It helped him out. People stopped talking about those SUVs they were buying in D.C.
Yes.
City council people. So
He-
yeah, it was
he
very
needed
smart.
that.
So you can be bougie as long as you're willing to get locked up
Yeah,
for the
go ahead
people.
and take one. The whole city council show. Hey, I can get arrested too.
He needed that. He needed some positive information.
Yeah,
over there.
it's not been a very good start for his term.
President Barack Obama, were you surprised to see our white brothers and sisters celebrating at the White House at the announcement of the killing of Osama?
No, I think people.
I ain't seen no black people out there. Let's just
I-
keep
I
it real.
did.
I ain't
There
seen
were
no
some
black
black
people.
I saw some.
Donnie's always so
Yeah,
racial.
yeah. There were some.
There are
black
some black folks. I think.
I mean, black people were satisfied. White people were cheering.
Well, no. Here, see,
Well,
I saw some black
I
folks.
saw
Maybe
some
they
foreign
got,
people too.
maybe they got caught up in the rush. There were about 3,000 people in front of the White House. But I think that we are as patriotic as our other fellow brothers and sisters.
I would say even more.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, sometimes we
Because we keep doing the work and don't get
well,
paid.
sometimes folks don't like to show it, but you know, I think that it reminded me of some of the same things that you saw in Egypt or in Yemen or any place else where there's conflict, and there's a reason to celebrate. And I know folks obviously concerned about, you know, do you actually celebrate the death of somebody? I think.
I'm not gonna say I saw. I thought about it long and hard yesterday. No, satisfied that he was dealt with.
taken on out. Yes.
I think that, but I think, Donnie, that speaks to our culture. I think as a culture,
We're very forgiving. You mean?
well, no, I think as a culture, Big Mama and them raised us that we have a consciousness about death. I think, you know, black folks celebrating death, I think, is just not how we do it.
Right.
I think that's probably how we were raised. You know, it's almost like during the civil rights era, we were getting killed, but rarely would a black person celebrate the death of a Ku Klux Klan member.
Right.
You know, we would say, okay, well, you know, justice has been served.
Right.
But so that's not really our culture to be all gung ho. And also, I think,
Hey, Jimmy Bob, justice has been served.
yeah.
No.
I think that's not a big part of our culture. Like I know I didn't know how I felt about it. I felt on one hand great. I didn't believe the hype anyway. You know, him being dead had nothing to do with anything for me anyway. I mean, just like when it happened and the president at the time said I vow to kill him. I didn't care about that. 3,000 people dead. Killing him really has nothing to do. You know, it's not, to me. They're not connected.
I think
but that's
they-
my
I think they
that's
are
my
connected.
but that's just my philosophy.
I think they are. Yes, it's symbolic that they killed him, but you know, when they found a treasure trove of information, and they're like, yes, this is what we needed, all in the house. You know.
Now, I'm a little disappointed in Osama. You're in the middle of
The waterbed.
Right.
You're living in the palace. Well, first of all, I knew he wasn't living in a cave. I don't know nobody with money. Nobody with money that's living up in a cave.
Too tall to be.
I knew you got a Sheraton or a Hilton somewhere nearby. I'm not living in the cave. It's cold. Back up against the wall. Got to plug in the dialysis. Where you gonna plug the dialysis machine in? Where you gonna plug it in at? I knew he wasn't living in a cave.
But you did not know he was living 2,300 feet away from a military
I thought he was
school.
living in the U.S. or a
Basically-
military school.
Basically, he lived 2,300 feet away from the equivalent of West Point.
And what about the
That's what
carriers
it
who
means.
snitched? How long did it take them to get the snitch move going on?
They didn't snitch.
Stop snitching videos are being sold in Afghanistan now.
They
About a bag.
They didn't snitch.
Stop snitching.
If you get killed,
What's it,
you-
Skinny
you-
Shug? What's his name?
Skinny.
Skinny Shug. Stop snitching in the Middle East. You hear me? Osama had 25 mil. He was cool. 25 mil?
He's been rich his whole life, though. That's not money.
Yeah.
But that was the bounty.
Okay. Yeah.
He
Let's
was
say we're
paying
gonna
off
pay it.
people left and right.
Donnie, look, I know we don't have a lot of time. I need to plug my father-daughter dance coming up, too. It's actually June 19th at Forest Park, the golf
See, that's
course.
why I love you, Mark.
All-
You real smooth.
All
with
the
that.
fathers out there, this is time for your daughters. This is the 3rd annual father-daughter dance. It's a great event. It's only $20, and you know, you can go to my Facebook page and plug in Marc Clarke on Facebook. You can check it out. And tickets, admission tickets, by the way, Don. I know how the show. We got 99 people on the
Yeah.
show.
That's
I just
cool.
wanted to say, you know,
But
It's gonna
I don't
come
want
to
you to
end
go
quick, yes.
anywhere. I don't want you
well,
to go
because I
anywhere.
know how you operate, Donnie.
Okay, but I got something